Hey everyone, it's Gary here from Echidna, and today I'm going to do a quick video on how to thread the Merrylock MK480 overlocker. So let's get into it. First thing you want to do is do the loopers first, the 2 looper threads, and we'll do the needles last. I'm going to start with the lower looper, so we'll just grab that thread and follow the logical path, so up through the little thread hole there, down into the little pre-tensioner there. Now always make sure that your presser foot is in the up position. That opens the tension release system, so the thread will go into the tension. So the thread is now in there. Now these are color coded, of course. Follow the color, and this actually has a symbol that says this is the lower looper. Comes down into there. You should always have a pair of tweezers available to you when you're doing this. And you'll notice down at the in the bottom we have the thread take-up system here. There's a red dot there and a red dot there. So we just pop that in there and then in there. Now this has a magical little lower looper threader, and what this does has a little lever that pushes the thread back into the lower looper, which is normally the eyelet back over this side that is really difficult to get to on most overlockers. All you need to do to create that, to get this threaded, little tip, I actually pull the rolled hem lever back to rolled hem. It just disengages the chaining finger there, makes it a wee bit easier. That way you can have the looper sitting all the way right. There's your lower looper. And you just simply take that thread in behind there and pull it across, hold it, and then just flick that lever all the way up, and the looper is now threaded. And all I'm left to do is thread the looper eye. So you can stop that and pause it and have a look at it again. It's pretty simple. We just now thread the looper eye, there it is, and there is the lower looper threaded. Leave that thread sitting there. We'll now take the upper looper thread. This is easier. Well, not that that one was hard, but the upper looper is always a wee bit easier than the lower looper, so just pop that thread through there. Again, under the little eyelet, or the little guide there. This is the green one, so into the green tension, come down and follow the green guides there. Nice and simple, up into there, up into there. And then this one has a little guide, a wire guide right there. So we just grab that thread, hook that into the wire guide. Whoops, I'll grab that with the end of the tweezers, helps. And then we just put that into the upper looper eye. And again, tweezers make it a wee bit easier. Now a little tip, once you've got that upper looper threaded, I really just leave that both threads sitting down there like that. Now some people like to put them out under the feet, and I'll show you why I don't do that. It's really easy the way I do it. Now we're going to take the needles, so this will be the right needle thread, and we just pop that in through there, under the little guide, into the blue, and under here. So we come down underneath this steel plate. You'll see there's a little symbol on there, says the right loop, right needle, and then this one comes up and goes into the little guide around here. Both needle threads then go in through there, down onto the right hand side of this little squirrely pigtail here, and then we just hook this thread back and all the way across. Whoops, we'll get that over there in a minute, to the right side of the needle bar guide. And then of course you can use the little needle threader, I may as well. This comes with this machine. And the easiest way to do this is disengage the blade for a moment. And this little needle thread is magic. We just work out, there's a little symbol on top of it, a little line there. That's the way it goes into the needle, and we just pop this thread. We might need our camera guy to come around the other side now. So again, this is a quick video, not one of the most professional ones we've done, but hopefully it'll help. And so what we do is we just push the thread into that, hold it in there, bring it down to the needle, slide it down the needle, and push when you get to the needle eye, and you'll see that pops the thread through the needle. And all we've got to do now is get our tweezers and grab that needle thread, and there it is. So that's a quick way to thread the needle eye. So we'll do the other needle. So as you can see, threading an overlocker is not that mysterious, but do follow a sequence because you must do the needles last. So if you have a broken looper thread and you've got to rethread it, it's a good idea to unthread the needle eye so you don't get that into that problem of having the needle threads caught around the looper when you go to start, and that will then of course cause everything to not work. So if you've got to rethread the looper, unthread the needle eye and rethread the needle eye after you've threaded the looper. Now I'm going to use my little needle threader again. Where is it? There it is. Again, looking for the little mark there that sits up. Pop that in there like that, slide it down the needle, push it through, and there your needle is threaded. How simple is that? So now I'll just grab that. So here's a little tip. I've got both my needles threaded now. I'm going to cut them off to a couple of inches. I've got both my looper threads done. Just going to cut that off. I'm going to close my door on the machine. Now I did disengage my rolled hem lever to just make it easier to thread that lower looper. I'm just going to push that back to normal. And we close that up. Now, I've recommended this for as long as I've sold overlockers. Whenever, oh yes, I better put my blade back. My camera guy just reminded me there. He said, "Dave, you forgot to put the blade back." So this is a nice, easy blade to disengage. And I only did that to make it a bit easier so you could see what I was doing. You don't always need to do that. Close this up. Now, I've rethreaded the machine. I always like to put a bit of fabric underneath my foot, put my foot down, and just turn my wheel 3 or 4 times just to make sure that the stitches are all forming, everything looks good, and then continue on. And there we go, threaded, ready to go, working perfectly. So that's how you thread the Merrylock MK480. Really simple, one of the easier overlockers on the market to thread, and I sure hope that little video helps. Cheers.